roshfooco watches and things. Lobinni Interlaken 1888. A very nice looking, interesting dress watch from Labini, ostensibly AliExpress manufacturer. As you can see there, it's pretty classic looking dress watch. It's got that lovely kind of silvery white dial. You can actually see that more pronounced silver in the sub-dial there for the running seconds, and the slight contrast with the white date window at 3 o'clock. Nice little splash of red there for the 60-second marker on the sub-dial. Printed branding, applied Art Deco style Arabics around the outside with a full train track, minute track. I like those. Nice turn down, almost kind of claw fashion lugs. Side crown with the L for Labini. This is a aftermarket strap. It's a nice bit of croc. The original strap is just here, and you can probably tell why. I've never had it on this strap. It's a bit cheap and nasty really, so the less we can say about the strap the better. So put it on a nice strap, and especially because when we flip it over, that's probably the appeal for most people when it comes to this watch here. The Hangzhou 5000A Micro-rotor mechanical automatic movement with a little bit of decoration, a bit of striping, a bit of pelage work on the back there. I can't lie, it's a little rough in places, but it's nice that they've made the effort. It actually looks quite nice. There have been, if I can just have a look at that text there. Apparently, some of the wording here, which I guess is German, is not as it should be. Spelling mistakes or kind of nonsensical wording. The 28,800 is correct though. This is a higher beat movement, 8 ticks a second, 4 hertz. But it's interesting that the engraved text on that movement is not perfect when you're calling yourself Labini engravers, but that's another issue. What we got around the side there, we've got the reference number, sapphire crystal, automatic, stainless steel 316, and 50 meters of water resistance. Now let's talk about that in a little more detail. So this Labini is weighs around 66 grams on this strap. It's 40 mil in diameter, about 46 and a half lug to lug, about 46 and a half. Because of that micro-rotor movement, it is a lot slender, about 10 mil. I think they call it 8.5 mil on the bump, but you're forgetting that domed sapphire. So it's about 10 mil I get, 20 mil lug. What's not to like it? If you're into kind of dress watches, or you like to wear something a bit more formal, this could be the touch. However, I bought this from AliExpress last year, 11/11/2021. In the sale, it cost me £139. It's roughly $175. And I bought this from the Labini official store. I don't usually shout out store names on Roshfooco because, you know, who am I to be doing advertising for people? But in this case, this watch here, this exact watch arrived to me in December last year, dead on arrival. You could wind it up and it would tick for a few seconds and then it would stop. And I'm here to tell you that the customer service, both from the Labini store and AliExpress as a whole, really was not good enough. Months of contact. Labini replied to me once. They said, "Have you tried winding the watch?" Yeah, I was pretty aware that you had to wind the watch. AliExpress, who I'm pretty sure that wasn't a real person I was talking to, but some sort of AI chat bot, that kept on going back and forward. I was uploading videos to Google Drive, uploading videos to YouTube and giving them a link, I mean, months and months later, I've got a dead watch in my watch box and no help forthcoming at all. So, you know, what you're going to do, I popped off these 6 little screws to see what I could do. Take a look. As soon as I opened the case back, what happened? The rotor just fell off. So that was an easy fix. I just had to reattach the rotor with that screw there. I guess the rotor, because it was loose, was probably pushing on the wheel train there, on the gear train, stopping the wheels turning and the hands moving. I'm not sure, but it seems to be working okay now that I've reattached that. Lucky fix for me, but you know, it might not have been lucky. Another person might not have been, you know, as quasi confident as I was to take the back off and have a look. Terrible customer service. I shan't be buying a Labini product ever again, and I would strongly suggest to you that you think long and hard about whether you want to buy from this store, because if anything goes wrong, they are not going to help. It's only $175, but it's $175. One thing I would talk about as well, I did mention earlier, 50 meters water resistant. Well, when you take the back off this watch, there's no seal, there's no rubber gasket, no O-ring in the back there. So all it is a metal to metal fixing. I'm not sure whether that's going to keep any water out, to be honest, so take that with a pinch of salt as well. But it is a pretty watch. Just a word of warning. 7-inch wrist. You can see those turn down lugs really do a good job of hugging the wrist. It wears really well. It's a really lovely watch, to be honest. I like the dial. The movement's interesting. The dimensions work really well. It's just a company are completely unreliable and untrustworthy. Anyway, that's Roshfooco Watches and Things. Labini 1888, Micro-rotor movement, and we're out.